The Second World War was not only fought with soldiers and tanks, it was fought with ideas. Behind every victory and every defeat stood a race for technological supremacy that changed the course of history. In today's video, we'll uncover how innovation decided the greatest conflict the world has ever seen, and how it gave birth to the modern age of warfare. When the war began in 1939, the world was still recovering from the chaos of the First World War. Most armies expected trench warfare again, slow, bloody, and defensive. But Germany had a different plan. It unleashed a new kind of warfare, blitzkrieg, lightning war. Tanks, planes, and radios worked together in perfect coordination. Instead of fighting a long, static battle, the German army moved fast, cutting through enemy lines before they could react. It wasn't just tactics, it was technology. The panzer divisions, supported by Stuka dive bombers, used communication networks that were far ahead of their time. For a few years, the world was stunned by the speed and precision of German engineering. But while Germany innovated on the battlefield, the Allies innovated in the laboratory. The British cracked the Enigma code, the supposedly unbreakable German encryption system. Hidden in the countryside at Bletchley Park, mathematicians and scientists built early computers to read secret German messages. It was here that technology began to shift the tide of war. Every intercepted transmission saved thousands of lives. The Allies could now see the enemy's plans before they happened, a turning point born not from gunfire, but from logic and calculation. In the skies, technology became the weapon of choice. Radar allowed Britain to survive the Blitz. For the first time in history, a nation could see enemy planes before they arrived. On the ground, factories turned into weapons themselves. Ford, General Motors, and countless others produced tanks, ships, and bombers at a scale the world had never seen. Industrial power became military power. The war was no longer just fought by armies, it was fought by entire societies. By 1943, the balance had shifted. American engineers developed long-range bombers that could reach Berlin. The Germans, desperate to regain control, turned to their scientists. They built the first jet fighter, the Messerschmitt Me 262, and the first long-range missiles, the V-1 and V-2 rockets. These weapons were decades ahead of their time, capable of striking cities hundreds of kilometers away. But it was too late. Germany's resources were collapsing, and its brilliant innovations came in desperation, not dominance. Meanwhile, in secret labs across the United States, a new kind of weapon was being born, one that would change the world forever. The Manhattan Project united the best minds in physics to harness the power of the atom. In August 1945, the atomic bomb brought the war, and an entire era, to an end. For the first time in history, a single weapon had the power to destroy a city. The age of modern warfare had begun. Technology decided the Second World War, not just through weapons, but through speed, communication, and information. From radar to rockets, from code breaking to computers, the innovations of this conflict became the foundation of the modern world. Every smartphone, every satellite, every network we use today traces its origins back to that desperate race for survival. The Second World War ended in 1945, but its technologies never did. They shaped the Cold War, the space race, and the digital revolution. In the end, it wasn't just the courage of soldiers that decided the war, it was the brilliance of the minds behind them. If you enjoyed this look into how technology shaped the fate of nations, make sure to like, subscribe, and join us next time, as we explore how the Cold War turned science into the world's next battlefield.